shout out to Caressa McKnight for sending me the story. Now, I know that I said I would try to avoid talking about or dealing with stories involving the Wuhan as much as possible. But as you can see, it's almost impossible to do so because of a lot of it's pretty much captured the airways. It's everywhere. You can't outrun this thing. It is everywhere. As a matter of fact, it's so impactful that it has now gotten its own tab on the front of the Yahoo website. It has its own tab right there with the rest of them that's been there for years. Now, a couple days ago, I did a video talking about the failed Sith Lord known as Oreo Clark, but y'all know him as also David Clark, and how ridiculous he sounded telling people to go out into the streets and rise up and do whatever they want because this thing wasn't real. It was a hoax and all types of stuff like that. Well, if you thought what he said was crazy, this person I'm about to talk to you about right now, his was even worse. It's kind of funny, but it's bad at the same time. So in case y'all don't know who this is Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick of Texas. And this man came out of his mouth and he said that he is willing to risk his health to lift the social distancing guidelines that has been put into place in order to boost the economy. And he even said that even if elder people who are more at risk to getting this illness, which we have pretty much now said or has seen, it's not just them. It's pretty much, it's all hands on deck now. Anybody can get it. He said he's even willing to risk them. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he also said he would be willing to risk his family to bring back and boost the economy. Basically, what's going on is this social distancing thing is hurting a lot of rich and wealthy people's pockets, as you know, because people need to, in order for the economy to really move, they need the people to be more engaged. Like them shutting down the NBA, the NHL and everything like that. That was only the tip of the iceberg. But when that stock market plummeted the way that it did, and it's pretty much, it's on life support at this moment. It's in a comatose state. They are losing money. And I had made a joke yesterday on Twitter. I said 45, if he wants to probably lift this social distancing thing, because he can't have his rallies. Notice, we have gone, this is probably the longest we've gone without 45 having some type of a rally. And it's probably killing him right now. And then, of course, all the other endeavors that involve some type of monetary gain cannot be made while this is going on. And this guy pretty much came out and said it. He said he's willing to risk his health in order to boost this economy. Well, if he risks your health with this Wuhan, Dan Patrick, 9 times out of 10, you probably will die from it. And then what good will that do? See what I mean? This thing has made people go crazy. More crazy than they probably already were. But I'm going to go ahead and read this story coming from CNN Politics. Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick said Monday night that he's not living in fear of the novel Wuhan pandemic and is all in on lifting social distancing guidelines recommended by public health experts in order to help the economy. Patrick, who said he turned 70, see, he falls right into that range, next week, would be among the high-risk population that is most affected by the Wuhan. But he said people like him have to weigh the hazards to their personal health that the Wuhan poses with the challenges to health of the American economy brought on by social distancing guidelines. No one reached out to me and said, as a senior citizen, are you willing to take a chance on your survival in exchange for keeping the America that all America loves for your children and grandchildren? And if that is the exchange, I'm all in. He added, my messages is that let's get back to work. Let's get back to living. Let's be smart about it. And those of us who are 70 plus will take care of ourselves, but don't sacrifice the country. The suggestion directly contradicts recommendations put forth by government agencies and public health experts. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention have been urging social distancing, defined as remaining out of places where people meet and gather and avoiding local public transportation, even if you don't have any symptoms to the Wuhan, as a way to slow down the spread of the disease. The CDC has recommended that no gatherings of 50 or more people take place for 8 weeks, and adults 65 and over stay home. He falls into that category. The CDC reports that 8 in 10 Wuhan deaths reported in the U.S. are among adults 65 years and older. State health officials on Monday reported more than 100 Wuhan-related deaths in a single day for the first time since the outbreak, according to a tally from CNN Health, surpassing 500 total deaths nationwide. Still, Patrick's comments echo a growing desire among some Republicans, including 45, to ease guidelines that shuttered businesses and kept workers at home. Our country wasn't built to be shut down. This is not a country that was built for this. It was not built to be shut down, the president said during a Monday evening briefing at the White House, even as he acknowledged the effects of the Wuhan are likely to worsen. Reacting to 45's comments, Patrick said he talks to business people all the time. And I like how they put that in quotations, because that pretty much means they probably don't believe when he said that. And that his heart is lifted tonight by what I heard the president say, because we can do more than one thing at a time. Well, Dan Patrick, I'm going to tell you, like I said to the failed Sith Lord Oriel Clark, why don't you go out there and you lead by example? See, the thing is, they will come up with these grand so-called plans, but they want others to lead the charge. They want others to be the guinea pig. They're not going to put themselves out there. Dan Patrick is just putting that out there because, like I said, he's losing money. The rich and the wealthy, they are caving in right now. Many of them are. And because of that, they don't know what to do with themselves. I remember a couple weeks ago, I said, what is that I hear? The sound of bodies falling out of windows and thudding onto the ground below. And sure enough, that is actually what's happening. Lisa Cabrera just did a video actually highlighting that a couple days ago. And I said, I feel like a prophet, because I said I called that a week ago. I said that's exactly what's going to happen. So the bodies are going to start piling up, and not all of them are going to be because of the Wuhan. It's going to be because of the pressure that they can't deal with this. Did you hear what I said in the article? They said social distancing for 8 to 10 weeks. We've only been in this thing for what, a week now? 8 weeks is 2 months. 10 weeks is like 2.5 months. So you're talking about from now all the way to like early June for this social distancing thing, which is probably the same amount of time that they're going to do this quarantine process. So it's amazing how something that can take a toll over the next 2.5 months will have on the economy. But see, Dan Patrick isn't thinking that far. He's thinking about right now. See, his pockets, his bottom line, like many others who think like him, is hurting right now. It makes you wonder, have they ever saved up for a rainy day? Or were they just splurging? See, this just shows you right here that even some of those who have wealth, quote unquote, or are rich, quote unquote, don't even have it all together, because they're panicking right now. If they were truly wealthy and about their business, they wouldn't panic even nearly as much. You don't hear anything, well, we're still early in, but you don't hear anything coming out of Jeff Bezos' mouth talking about we need to end this social distancing because this is going to hurt my sales. Amazon is $1 trillion company, and he is worth hundreds of billions of dollars, and he's the wealthiest man on the planet. I don't think he's hurting, to be quite honest, because I believe people are still ordering for Amazon. As far as I know, Amazon's workers are essential, so he's going to be good no matter what. But yeah, Dan Patrick, lead by example. You go out there and you end the social distancing yourself, and let's see if you make it back. Remember, you're 70, which means you are more prone to getting the Wuhan than the rest of us. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Make sure you follow me on Twitter if you haven't done so already. Have your notifications turned on, and I will talk to you in the next one.